Hello YouTube, this is Bash, bringing you the round of 64 of the GBA FDL tournament, and we are up against Regitube for this one, for this playoff round. And basically what happens is, so once you make it out of the top two teams from each pool, from each group make it into the bracket stage. Um, and because there were so many pools, there could be mons that you could play against that have like your own like say like I have Celesteela. Like sometimes my opponent might have a Celesteela in this bracket stage because they were in a different drafting pool. But when we enter the brackets, we're all of us are in it, so it's kind of, let me think of how to explain this a little better. So we for the group stage, we do stick to our draft pools area, and that way our opponents don't have any of the same mods as us. But once we reach the bracket stage, it's a little different, as we do have to face off against players with different mods, like with the same mods as us sometimes. For this week, it's not like that, so it's kind of a bad example this week, but you know what? It's gonna be fine. It's fine. So let's go over our teams, of course. This is what I have. This is what my team consists of: Celesteela, Hydreigon, Suicune, and Fernape, Forgus, and Lego, and then Mega Manectric, and Mudsdale. With Z captains being Celesteela, and Infernape. His team consists of Mega Lopunny, Mew, Garchomp, Weavile, Skarmory, and Sylveon, as well as Roserade and Slowbro. So, in these kind of tournaments, you gotta kind of watch what your opponent's replays is, how they did in the replay and stuff. And I believe, so what I learned from the replays that I watch is that he likes to hazard stack with Roserade when he brings it, and he likes to run high jump kick on Mega Lopunny a lot too. So let's go into our team here. Right off the bat, Infernape is right where I'm going to lead off with because of how well it does this match. As if you look at his team, if I get up a nasty pot, this team is pretty roughly destroyed. I just have to weaken down Sylveon or Mew or Garchomp because I got to use a Fire MC on one of those three. +2 Grass Knot takes out Slowbro. +2 Vacuum Wave takes out Weavile and Mega Lopunny. And Fire Blast, of course, takes out Roserade at +2. So does Skarmory, as on Sturdy is broken. So Mew, Sylveon, and Garchomp. And more Sylveon because Sylveon's a bigger wall in this situation. So that's my plan for this game. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Mega Manectric here to try to Volt Switch around on stuff. His only electric immunity is in fact Garchomp, and it doesn't take HP Ice well, and his resist is Roserade, which Mega Manectric can eat up pretty well. With this set, it's pretty generic set, and also felt like bringing Static because he doesn't have a electric type Mon, so I didn't think he'd bring like a Thunderbolt unless it's on you, and I didn't want to risk that play. So Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, HP Ice. HP Ice is there for the Garchomp. Flamethrower is there for the Roserade, and Full Switch Thunderbolt is for pretty much everything else on his team. Next is Suicune, Rest, Sleep Talk, Calm Mind, Scald. If you look at his team, if he doesn't have Roserade, Suicune could probably win the game. Honestly, it's like Whirlwind or something like that, or Taunt, or I guess Encore as well by Mega Lopunny, but I'm not really. If he Encores that, it's not the biggest deal. I do have ways to beat Mega Lopunny. So that really works out pretty well, and it can 1v1 the Slowbro, it can 1v1 the Skarmory if it has no Whirlwind or Taunt, it can 1v1 the Sylveon probably, because of Pressure Stall as well. It can 1v1 Garchomp as long as it doesn't set up SDs as much, and yeah, so, and I could probably have to scatter a little bit before the sets before I see like if there's a taunt or something like that, or encore or something like that, or phasing. So that's the plan with that. Next we got Mudsdale here. This is my answer to Megalopony here, and Garchomp as well. Um, so Mudsdale with Stealth Rock, Roar, Earthquake, Rest. Rest is just so I can get this thing back up to full, because this thing is going to be taking hits a lot. Stealth Rocks, just because, you know, getting chip damage and get breaking that sturdy with the Skarmory, and getting those Stealth Rocks up to Volt Switch out with Mega Manectric is really good to try to get chip damage on his team. Roar is for Garchomp if he tries to set up too as well. Or the, what's it called? Sylveon, as well as the Mew, or Megalopony if he goes sub or something like that. And Roar is also good to get chip damage on my opponent. Also, I want to talk about before with Suicune. Suicune can also answer Weavile pretty well too, so that's that. Next, I got Celesteela with Heavy Slam, HP Ice Tech, Toxic Protect. Heavy Slam hits his team pretty hard except for Skarmory and Garchomp, really, I guess. I guess so does Slowbro as well, but I could Toxic that. That's the plan. Toxic a lot of things there. I could Toxic the Mewtwo, and it doesn't synchronize over to me. And HP Ice is there for the Garchomp because I don't want that setting up on me. I can't really hit the Skarmory, which is a problem, but my rest of my team can handle Skarmory pretty well, I think, this match. And last but not least, we have Hydreigon here with the U-Turn, Defog, Dark Pulse, and Roost for reliable recovery. Dread Plate allows me to two-shot Skarmory if he's like kind of like physically defensive. And I could just U-turn out on the Sylveon and stuff, take down the Slowbro and Mew that way. Yeah, and it's there for Hazard Stack too, because I know he likes Hazard Stack with Skarmory and Roserade, so I want to be aware of that before I lose to Hazard Stack, because that would be absolutely horrible. Because I don't want to lose to Hazard Stack. But let's go into the game that I have here. So he brings the Mew, Slowbro, Skarmory, Sylveon, Garchomp, and Megalopony, and I bring the Infernape, Mega Manectric, Suicune, Mudsdale, Celesteela, and Hydreigon. And right off the bat, Mega Manectric looks really good, and so is Infernape. Although those 3 mons I need to chip down, so that's really helpful. It's really good for Weavile that didn't come, so that means Suicune can have a little more roam freely, especially the fact that it allows Mudsdale to not be pressured as much, and Hydreigon. Hydreigon really is the only problem is with Megalopony and Sylveon. I could just U-turn out on Sylveon. I could just hard switch onto Mudsdale against Megalopony. So let's get into this match. He leads off Sylveon, and I'm gonna lead off with Mudsdale. Partly to try to get up rocks, and I felt like it was a decent lead as long as he doesn't lead Slowbro. And he's gonna switch out as I go up for rocks right away, because you know rocks are really important in this match. I want to get like some chip damage on everything, and I'm gonna hard switch into Hydreigon. Hydreigon can check this pretty well, and I got Roost to recover off damage, and I don't really care if I get burned as much. And I'm just gonna do I U-turn on this turn? I believe I U-turn. Yeah, I U-turn. Try to get some chip damage on that. I do get a crit. It doesn't really matter that much, but Steela comes in, and I believe I get a free Toxic. Or do I go for Heavy Slam? I make the. Oh wait, never mind. So what happened was, what's going to happen is I make the play into Celesteela, but I'm gonna try to double into Mega Manectric, catching the Skarmory, because I think Skarmory is gonna be his switch into Celesteela here. But he goes into Mew, which is pretty good for him, and I believe I go for the Volt Switch here. Mega Evolve and Volt Switch. Get the Intimidates off is really nice. Doesn't do much at all, so I realize he's defensive, so that means Hydreigon can do pretty good against it. And he's just going to go with the Roost. Not a big deal. He's going to go for the Taunt, as I'm going to go for the Toxic, I believe. So he stops. That's pretty good prep right there, and now I know that Suicune can't beat this set. He's going to go for the Thunderbolt, and I'm just going to go for the Heavy Sand, get some chip damage on that. I want to get chip damage on this because it is important for Infernape to sweep, especially since he's defensive. He's going to go into Sylveon, making a play, and trying to predict the Hydreigon to come in. I'm going to go into Reverse Flash and just get nice full switch off, does clean 20%, getting this chip damage off, and I just go straight back into Celesteela. He's going to go for a Wish, trying to get health back up, and I believe I go for the Heavy Slam here, or Toxic, because I know the Protect's coming, or I don't want to pass out to you as well. So he's just going to get the health back, and I believe I go into Mega Manectric here. I pull the double into Mega Manectric, knowing he's not going to stay in on the Celesteela. And this is really good because Skarmory could just go down to a Volt Switch right here. And I'm not really, and the only way Garchomp is the problem is if he's Yachi or Scarf. I'm just going to get free Volt Switch off. Does look at that chip damage right there, and I could bring in Hydreigon, and I could just click Dark Pulse right here and take out Mew right here. Wasn't really worried about Sylveon coming because I could always just U-turn back into Celesteela because Celesteela will set Sylveon. He brings in Mega Lopunny. I'm going hard into Mudsdale. I do not want to mess around with this Mega Lopunny. He goes for the Power Punch. He gets the attack boost. I get the defense boost, so it's not going to matter at all. And he's just going to have to hard switch out. And he's going to go into Sobro, which I found out is his check to this mon. It's very physically defensive, so that means Grass Knot at +2 will definitely take it out as long as it's not, what's it called, Ringo Berry. And I don't think he's AV as well at this moment. I'm just gonna U-turn out. He gets the burn, that's fine. He's Rocky Helmet, which I discovered, so that makes it even better for him to sweep. But then I'm gonna go into Mega Manectric, and he's gonna go for a Slack Off. Not the worst thing. I believe I go for the HB Ice, trying to predict Garchomp to come in. I really thought Garchomp was going to come in because Manectric keeps getting this momentum on him. I'm just going to go for Volt Switch, keep chipping him down. That's perfectly fine. He's going to go for a Wish, Hyper Voice. That's not really the best play, and I'm going to go for Heavy Slam here. Getting some pressure on. Or do I make the... I make the double out. Sorry. It's been a while since I played this game, and I haven't checked it recently. So I'm going to make the double out into Mega Manectric because I know he's not going to stay on this thing. He goes for Wish. That's not the worst thing in the world because he's going to take a lot of damage. And I go back into Mega Manectric here, knowing Skarmory is going to be his check to Celesteela. And now he has to sack off Skarmory. He could go into Garchomp here, but HP Ice destroys that thing. And right off the bat, so now Skarmory and Mew are down 2 defensive walls. That's really good. And I'm going to go into Benjamin to make sure that Garchomp and Mega Lopunny don't come in. He's going to go into Sobro. He's going to Scald up, and I'm just going to Roost here to try to. I'm going to go into Hydreigon to eat up the Scald and Roost up because of the fact that I want this thing to stay healthy. I know that he's not Scarfed Sylveon, so that's really good. And I'm going to just U-turn out into Celesteela. And he's just going to Wish, which is really good. So I'm going to go for the Heavy Slam because just in case he stays in trying to get the Wish, he goes for the Protect. And now I know he's not staying in, so I'm just going to click Toxic. So, and Sobro's, I feel like Sobro's going to come in, but he goes into a Garchomp, which is really good. Because now, in case he's a Swords Dance, I'm going to go for the HP Ice to get damage off on this. And he is. And now he dies to next Toxic damage. So I could just go for Protect, and Garchomp will die. Even if he's Z-move, it's fine. I'll eat it. And he is Z-move, and he is probably Fire Thing, which is really good because I eat that thing right up, and I could just get the leftover recovery right there, and that goes down. And now no more setup, as I'm gonna go back into Mudsdale right here, predicting them because Mega Lopunny's in here. He's gonna go for the HJK. Does a lot of damage to him, but I don't think it really mattered in the end game, as the fact that Infernape Infernape still is going to destroy that thing's face anyway, and Mudsdale is here to check Lopunny for days. He's going to go make a great double into Mega Lopunny on the Hail Hydra, the Hydreigon, and I'm just going to let this thing go down so he doesn't do anything crazy like sub-lap or anything like that. And he lands a high jump kick, and I'm going to go into Infernape, and I can click Vacuum Wave right here which is good. But he goes into Slowbro, which is fine. This game, the end game's gonna take a little longer because I do want to get Infernape Sweep at the end, just because I want to. But he's gonna go for the Side Shock, which is really good. I switched out, and I'm gonna Volt Switch with Mega Manectric. Get free Volt Switch over, and I'm gonna go into Infernape here, and I'm gonna Nasty Plot here because Sylveon cannot not KO me here, and I believe I live. But he goes for the Side Shock, which is interesting. Which I think is an interesting bring, probably for the Nihilego. I'm just going to go for the Z Inferno, take this thing out. And this is going to be game right here, as Slowbro does not live a +2 Grass Knot right now. And there goes Slowbro, and he's Rocky Helmet. I forgot that Grass Knot actually takes damage from Rocky Helmet because it's a touch-based move. But Vacuum's going to take out the Megalophony now. And that's game. And so we are in the round of 32. That's really good, as I do have to play the awesome I think, Torterra, who actually was 4th seeded in this thing. I don't know exactly where I was seated. I was seated on the lower part of this, the lower half of this bracket. But Awesome Torterra was seated in 4th, so that should be a crazy game, and he has some really stalling mons. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. Until then, Bash out.